Hi, welcome to our channel of IGNOU Audiobooks, Indira Gandhi National Open University, School of Continuing Education, SOCA. Master of Science in Counseling and Family Therapy, MSc CFT. First year, MCFT 002 Mental Health and Disorders. Block 1 Introduction to Health and Disorders. Unit 4 Nature and Type of Chronic Physical Illnesses, 4.1 Introduction. Chronic physical illnesses like heart-related disease, diabetes, asthma and risk factors such as obesity, smoking, physical inactivity and heavy drinking are all significantly associated with psychological problems. Psychiatric problems in a person suffering from physical illness may result in increased disability, poor recovery and increased healthcare expenditure as compared to those suffering from physical illness alone. In this unit, you are going to understand the effects and consequences of having psychological problems on patients suffering from chronic physical illnesses. Also, we will study the association of psychological problems with various specific physical illnesses related to vital organs and systems in the body such as heart diseases, renal diseases, hormonal and metabolic disorders, oncological cancer disorders, skin disorders and gastrointestinal disorders. Objectives. After studying this unit, you will be able to understand about association between psychiatric disorders and physical illnesses, and learn about the psychosocial management of these conditions. 4.2 Association between chronic physical illnesses and mental illness. The association between chronic physical illnesses and mental illnesses is strong. The history of psychological trauma has been associated with arthritis, joint inflammation and pain, diabetes, increased blood sugar, digestive tract diseases, and cancer. Patients with a moderate or severe life-threatening disease are 3 times at risk for having a psychiatric diagnosis as compared to normal healthy people. Stressful life events are known to play a role in the onset of hormonal disorders, for example, Cushing's syndrome. Hormonal disorders may improve with psychiatric treatment, for example, insulin resistance to insulin, drug used to treat diabetes, may decrease after treatment with antidepressants, drugs used to treat depression, and similarly, depressive symptoms improve with thyroid hormone replacement. This association is seen in adolescents and children also. Adolescents with physical illness have more behavioral or emotional problems and are more depressed compared to normal adolescents. 4.3 Nature and Type of Illness in relation to mental health. In this section, we will discuss some common and major chronic physical illnesses, along with the psychiatric disorders associated with these diseases. 4.3.1 Heart diseases. Heart-related, cardiovascular illnesses are the leading cause of death in the industrialized world and are increasing in developing countries. Coronary artery disease, CAD, is a progressive illness characterized by occlusion of arteries supplying blood to heart, leading to cardiac ischemia. If not corrected, may lead to death. These patients present with complaints of shortness of breath and fatigue, which may be confused with panic or depressive symptoms respectively. Psychiatric disorders frequently occur as complications or as comorbid conditions in individuals with cardiovascular disease. Treatment of psychiatric disorders improves compliance to medication and relieves suffering due to psychiatric illness. Some of the psychiatric disorders associated with heart diseases are 1. Depressive disorder. Approximately 15 to 20% of patients with cardiovascular diseases suffer from depression. Depression occurs in large portion of patients after an acute myocardial infarction, heart attack. Depression may increase risk of complications in such cases independently or in association with increased smoking or abnormal autonomic function, abnormal heart rhythm. Depression predicts the quality of life in patients suffering from cardiac illness. 2. Anxiety disorder. The risk of coronary events in anxious patients with myocardial infarction increases by 2 to 5 times as compared to non-anxious patients with myocardial infarction. Sudden extreme level of anxiety poses an increased risk of sudden cardiac death. 3. Adjustment disorders. Life-threatening illness may lead to adjustment disorders because of issues of dependence on others, loss of control as well as anxiety about death itself. This results in profound disruption of social roles and capacity for Autonomous functioning. 4.3.2 Renal diseases. Chronic renal failure, CRF, is the end-stage kidney disease and is treated by dialysis or renal transplant. It has been reported that 23% of the patients with end-stage kidney disease have at least one psychiatric disorder. The persons with renal disease who commit suicide are frequently accompanied by depression. Some of the psychiatric disorders associated with renal diseases are given below. 1. Depressive disorder. The depressive disorder is the most common psychiatric disorder and is seen in about 17% of CRF patients. Depression increases the chances of suicide. 2. Adjustment disorders. In the case of end-stage renal disease, adjustment problems start at the time of diagnosis. Patients try to adapt to a chronic physical illness and their dependence on a dialysis to stay alive. Adjustment in cognitive, emotional, and behavior domains is required by patients and their families. Denial as a defense mechanism is often used, leading to denial or poor compliance with treatment. 3. Suicide. Suicidal ideas are fairly common in patients with CRF treated by continuous dialysis. 25% of them have various degrees of suicidal ideas. The suicide risk in patients who undergo dialysis is 15 times more than general population. High levels of anxiety increase the suicide risk in depressive patients. 4. Cognitive deficit. Lower performance IQ scores have been noted in patients with CRF before dialysis. Improvements in short-term memory and attention have been found after starting maintenance dialysis. 4.3.3 Endocrine and metabolic disorders. Patients suffering from endocrine and metabolic disorders present with psychiatric symptoms early in the course and physical symptoms later as the disease progresses. Following are some of the common endocrinological and metabolic disorders. 1. The thyroid gland produces thyroid hormones, triiodothyronine, T3, and thyroxine, T4. Two most common thyroid disorders are hypothyroidism, increased thyroid hormone, and hypothyroidism, decreased thyroid hormone, most commonly associated with psychiatric illnesses. TSH, thyrotropin, produced by the anterior pituitary, promotes the synthesis and release of thyroid hormones, T3 and T4, from the thyroid gland. Hypothyroidism presents as nervousness, irritability, fatigue, increased pulse rate, elevated blood pressure, fine tremor, heat intolerance, excessive sweating, increased appetite, weight loss, palpitations, menstrual irregularities in females and muscle weakness. Hypothyroidism presents as cold intolerance, constipation, menstrual disturbances in females, breathlessness, dizziness, weight gain, thinning hair, husky voice, decreased pulse rate and elevated levels of lipids in the blood. 2. The adrenal gland produces steroid hormones which prepare the organism during stress. Cushing's syndrome, hypercortisolism, increased steroid hormones, is characterized by moon phases, abdominal obesity, muscle wasting, slow wound healing, easy bruising, thinning of the skin and osteoporosis. Cortisol levels are found to be increased during stress. Adrenocortical insufficiency, decreased steroid hormones, presents with symptoms of weakness, hypoglycemia, low blood glucose levels, nausea, diarrhea, fever, psychotic symptoms and shock. 3. Diabetes mellitus is characterized by dysregulation of glucose metabolism in the body. Classic symptoms of type 1, diabetes, early onset, and type 2, diabetes, late onset, include polyphagia, increased appetite, polyuria, increased urination, and polydipsia, increased thirst. Other symptoms might include blurred vision, fatigue, weight loss, poor wound healing, dry mouth, and recurrent infections. Most of the morbidity and mortality of diabetes is caused by its long-term complications. Some of the psychiatric disorders associated with endocrine and metabolic diseases are discussed below. 1. Affective disorder, depression, mania. Hypothyroidism is commonly associated with depressed mood, impaired memory and concentration, and may lead to treatment non-responsive. Depression. Depression in hypothyroid patients is unlikely to resolve until thyroid levels return to normal. Subclinical hypothyroidism doubles the Lifetime risk of developing major depression. Symptoms of hypothyroidism may resemble those of a manic episode such as nervousness, insomnia, sudden mood changes, irritability, pressured speech, and patients may show increased psychomotor activity. The majority of patients with Cushing's syndrome experience fatigue and depressed mood. Depressive symptoms occur more commonly in female patients than male patients, along with emotional lability, irritability, decreased libido, and anxiety. Social withdrawal may develop as a result of shame due to change in physical appearance. Manic and psychotic symptoms occur much less frequently than depression, but rise to 40% in patients with adrenal carcinomas. The symptoms of easy fatigability, muscle cramps, weight loss, and lethargy may also lead to a diagnosis of chronic fatigue syndrome. Depression is more common in persons with diabetes than general population, and is a major factor in causing hospital admissions and death in persons with diabetes mellitus. In patients with diabetes having depression, insulin resistance develops. This fact might help in understanding the causal link between depression and diabetes. 2. Psychosis. A psychotic syndrome of auditory hallucinations, hearing voices, and paranoia, suspiciousness, named myxedema madness, has been described in patients with hypothyroidism. In severe cases of hypothyroidism, visual hallucinations, paranoid ideation, and delirium may be seen. In cases of acute adrenal insufficiency, such as after abrupt discontinuation of external steroid administration, patients may develop psychosis or delirium. Prevalence of diabetes mellitus has been reported to be 2 to 3 times in schizophrenia patients as compared to general population. 3. Cognitive deficits. Cognitive deficits are seen in hypothyroidism, hyperthyroidism, and hypercortisolism. High level of cortisol is associated with structural abnormalities in brain, like reduced volume of hippocampus, an area in brain which is involved in selective attention, learning, and memory. Cortisol impairs attention that results in poor discrimination of important information. Approximately 83% of these patients experience deficits in concentration and memory. The severity of these deficits correlates with plasma cortisol levels. 4. Eating disorders. These disorders occur often in adolescents with diabetes and present challenges in diagnosis and management. Eating disorders should be considered in patients with poor glucose control or multiple episodes of developing complications. 4.3.4 Oncological disorders. Cancer is said to be the second most common cause of death after heart disease. Patients express emotions ranging from fear, sadness, anxiety, and guilt. Over a period of few days, the level of stress decreases, but in some it continues for long, when the patient should be evaluated and treated for psychiatric disorders. The incidence of psychiatric disorders is approximately 50% in cancer patients. Breast cancer remains the most studied, but lung cancer is now receiving needed attention. 5 symptoms which are found in more than 50% of patients are fatigue, worry, sadness, pain, and drowsiness. Other symptoms include insomnia, poor appetite, change in taste, and decreased concentration. Instrument by the name of distress thermometer, National Cancer Control Network, can be used to rate the level of distress, where the patient is asked to rate her or his level of distress in several domains. Psycho-oncology is the study of the psychological aspects of cancer. Some of the psychiatric disorders present in cancer patients are given below. 1. Adjustment disorders. Adjustment disorders with depressed mood, anxious mood, and mixed emotional features are the commonest diagnosis in cancer patients. 2. Depressive disorders. In patients with different types of cancers, recurrent thoughts of death are common. However, these may not have the morbid intensity and severity that is characteristic of depressed patients. Incidence of depressive disorders is about 20 to 45%. Depressive disorders can be due to the relapse of a pre-existing depressive disorder, due to the tumor itself, or due to the cancer. Medications. Carcinoma of the pancreas has been reported to be associated with depression at times as the presenting symptom. Despite such high incidence, depression continues to be underdiagnosed and undertreated, despite high prevalence in patients with cancer. 3. Anxiety disorder. Anxiety is commonly seen in cancer patients. The cancer itself causes anxiety, as drugs used to treat cancer are a common cause of anxiety in cancer patients. Acute stress disorder is the most immediate and shortest lasting type of anxiety disorder, usually less than 30 days. It is associated with intrusion of thoughts and avoidance of stimuli leading to anxiety. 4. Delirium. Patients in delirium present with altered consciousness along with cognitive, perceptual and behavioral abnormalities. It is seen in 15 to 75% of cases with advancing disease. Delirium can be caused by the primary disease, by comorbid physical disorders and by the drugs used for cancer treatment. 5. Insomnia. Insomnia, loss of sleep, is commonly seen in patients with cancer. It may be due to comorbid psychiatric disorders or symptoms of the cancer itself, such as pain. Insomnia is recognized but is often mistreated, which may cause dependence on hypnotics, sleep-producing drugs, or daytime sedation, and may worsen symptoms of depression and delirium. 6. Sexual dysfunction. Cancer patients hide their sexual concerns because of embarrassment and shame. Sexual dysfunction is reported in breast cancer patients. The type of treatment modality may also lead to sexual dysfunction such as lymph node dissection. In testicular cancer may lead to erectile dysfunction. Similarly, post-surgical nerve damage associated with prostate, bladder or rectal cancers may lead to loss of ejaculation and sexual impairments. 7. Substance withdrawal syndromes. Nicotine dependence is common in patients with thoracic, head and neck cancer. They are at high risk for nicotine withdrawal. Many patients stop smoking abruptly on receiving their diagnosis and may experience severe anxiety symptoms, sometimes associated with dissociative symptoms and bizarre behaviors. Alcohol abuse is fairly common in patients with cancer. When patients with cancer with history of alcohol abuse are hospitalized, alcohol withdrawal may manifest on the second or third day in the hospital in form of anxiety, poor coping or postoperative delirium. Referral to psychiatrist is required to deal with alcohol withdrawal in long-term management. 8. Suicide. Suicidal thoughts and wishes are common, but the incidence of actual suicide is not more than approximately twice that of the general population. Patients feel guilty, burdened and angry. Hopelessness, pain, anxiety, lack of social support, depression, financial problems and personality disorder are risk factors for suicide. 9. Cancerophobia. The negative reaction to cancer in society often makes it the object of excessive fear. Transient cancerophobia may be a response to a specific event, such as death in family due to cancer. Fixed cancerophobia ranges from a neurotic symptom to a hypochondriacal fixation, false strong belief of suffering from serious illness, obsession or a somatic delusion. 4.3.5 Skin disorders. The initiation, progress and healing of various skin diseases may be affected by the presence of psychiatric symptoms or stress. 1. Atopic dermatitis is a chronic skin disorder characterized by pruritus, itching, and inflammation. Eczema, scratching in response to the pruritus can lead to excoriations and infections. 2. Psoriasis is characterized by skin lesions with clear-cut borders, silvery scales and erythema under the scales. Psoriasis is associated with severe impairment in the quality of life with a substantial negative impact on psychological, vocational, social, and physical functioning. 3. Alopecia areata is a non-scarring hair loss in patches of typically well-demarcated smooth skin. 4. Urticaria is characterized by circumscribed, raised, pink, usually pruritic lesions of the superficial skin. 5. Acne vulgaris is a common sebaceous gland disease in which a variety of lesions including scars occur on the face. 6. Primary hyperhidrosis is excessive sweating in response to mental stimuli that typically affects the palms, soles, and axillae. Psychiatric disorders associated with skin diseases are discussed below. 1. Stress. Environmental factors like contact irritants, allergens, hormones, climate, and stress frequently trigger or exacerbate skin disease. Disease-related stress is mainly due to cosmetic disfigurement and social stigma. Patients with moderate to severe atopic dermatitis are more likely to experience psychiatric Problems. Stressful life events often precede the onset and exacerbation of atopic dermatitis. Stress resulting from anticipation of others' reactions to psoriasis predicts patients' disability more than any other variable. The adverse effect of psoriasis on the quality of life can lead to stress that can, in turn, trigger more psoriasis. Patients with stress-reactive alopecia areata report more depressive symptoms. As compared to others, patients frequently report stress-induced aggravation of acne vulgaris. Itching in acne is correlated with recent stressful life events. Depressive symptoms. 2. Anxiety disorder. Anxiety may exacerbate atopic dermatitis by eliciting scratching behavior. Excessive worry has detrimental effect on treatment outcome in patients with psoriasis. Anxiety symptoms coexist with adult and childhood onset. Alopecia areata. Acne interferes significantly with social and occupational functioning, with a positive association between the severity of the acne, anxiety and poor self-image. Even patients with mild to moderate acne experience significant psychological distress and body image concerns. Patients with chronic urticaria are frequently depressed and anxious. Women are more likely to experience significant psychiatric symptoms. 3. Depressive disorder. Depressive disorders in patients with psoriasis are associated with severity of psoriasis, reduction in the threshold for pruritus and amplification of itch. Perception. Psychological factors, including perceived health perceptions of stigmatization and depression, are stronger determinants of disability in patients with psoriasis than disease severity, location or duration. Many adults with alopecia areata have major depressive disorder. Studies have reported improvement in skin disorders with antidepressant medications. 4. Personality disorders. Schizoid, avoidant, passive-aggressive and obsessive-compulsive personality disorders have been associated with skin disorders. 5. Other disorders. I. Delusion of parasitosis. Delusion of parasitosis is the fixed belief that one is infested with living organisms despite a lack of medical evidence of such infestation. Patients experience tactile hallucinations described as crawling, biting or stinging. Patients frequently present to dermatologists. Delusion of parasitosis has been associated with many medical disorders, including tuberculosis, syphilis, blood cancer, diabetes mellitus, vitamin B12 deficiency and liver disease. It may be a part of various psychiatric disorders including depressive disorder, delusional disorders and schizophrenia. E. Psychogenic excoriation. Psychogenic excoriation, also called neurotic excoriations, pathological or compulsive skin picking, and dermatotillomania, is characterized by excessive scratching or picking of normal skin or skin with minor surface irregularities. The excoriative behavior can also have features characteristic of compulsivity and impulsivity. Depressive and anxiety disorders are common in patients with psychogenic excoriation. E. Trichotillomania. It is a disorder of chronic hair pulling and has characteristics of both impulsivity and compulsivity. In patients with trichotillomania, commonly seen comorbid psychiatric disorders are anxiety, mood, obsessive-compulsive, substance use and eating disorders. The most frequent personality disorders associated are histrionic, borderline and compulsive personality disorders. 4.3.6 Gastrointestinal tract, GIT, disorders. When the corrosive effect of gastric acid overcomes the mucosal surface of the stomach or the intestine, ulceration occurs. Inflammatory bowel disease, IBD, is a term used to encompass ulcerative colitis and Crohn's disease. Both ulcerative colitis and Crohn's disease are severe, potentially life-threatening disorders involving inflammation of intestinal tissues. Studies have found that the presence of a psychological disorder in IBD is associated with poor and self-perceived functional disability, regardless of symptom severity. The chronic relapsing nature of IBD, the need for debilitating treatments, and its threats to body image and social and sexual functioning can seriously impair psychological well-being and quality of life. Psychiatric disorders associated with gastrointestinal tract disorders are discussed below. 1. Stress. Studies have reported a higher prevalence of psychosocial distress in patients with IBD than in the general population. Inflammatory bowel disease patients in remission have found an association of disease activity with stress. Ulcers often develop in the context of major life difficulties or stress. 2. Depression. A recent synthesis of the literature indicates that depression may exacerbate Crohn's disease. Depression in IBD patients also is associated with more visits to both gastroenterologists and primary care physicians. 3. Personality disorder. An increased vulnerability to stomach ulcers is seen in individuals with high levels of hostility and in those with depression and low ego strength. As the symptoms of IBD often begin during adolescence, personality structure may influence her or his adjustment to GIT disease. 4. Substance abuse. Cigarette smoking, heavy drinking and drug abuse impair mucosal defenses, thereby increasing propensity to ulcers. Smoking can increase activity in Crohn's disease. 4.4 Psychosocial treatment. The positive impact of psychosocial treatment, relaxation training, stress management, in rehabilitation of patients with chronic physical diseases is well known and is evident in research. Patients with heart diseases who receive psychosocial treatment have greater reductions in emotional distress, blood pressure, heart rate and blood lipid level than comparison subjects. Psychotherapeutic modalities, such as crisis intervention, cognitive problem solving, rational emotive therapy and supportive therapy with an educational and a psychodynamic focus have beneficial effect. Working with individual patients or groups, the psychotherapies lowers distress, increases self-esteem and self-image, decrease anxiety and give patients a better sense of control. The first step in starting psychosocial intervention for medically ill patients is to inform them about 1. Impact of psychosocial variables on the illness. 2. Information on the impact of social support on the health and 3. Influence of stress on the illness. 4.4.1 Psychotherapies. 3 different types of psychotherapies are discussed below. 1. Brief individual psychotherapy. Brief individual psychotherapy focuses on helping patients clarify and normalize their intense conflicted feelings, and on setting and achieving short-term goals, especially those related to the illness. 2. Couple or family interventions. The families should be routinely involved in the treatment of ill or physically dependent patients to increase coping and reinforce communication and bonding. 3. Educational and referral interventions. Educational and referral interventions maximize the patient's and family's mobilization and integration into a network of support. 4.4.2 Behavioral techniques. Behavioral techniques reduce physiological arousal and increase the patient's sense of control. Behavioral techniques, such as active and passive relaxation, desensitization and distraction, are useful in a wide range of situations in oncology, including relief of acute and chronic anxiety related to surgery and painful procedures. Cognitive behavioral psychotherapy or stress reduction practices, such as meditation and yoga, are useful for many asthma patients. Relaxation training, habit reversal training, cognitive behavioral techniques and stress management training lead to significant and stable adjunctive treatment in skin diseases. Improvement of alopecia areata has been seen with psychotherapy and relaxation training. Biofeedback-assisted relaxation and cognitive imagery treatment reduces acne severity. Counselors can work with friends, families and the persons suffering from chronic physical illnesses. There are many strategies that counselors use to help people heal and move forward. The patients may be given the following instructions. 1. Accept your illness. 2. Like yourself as you are, with all your problems, limitations and your appearance. 3. Get over the why me attitude so you can solve the problems of today. 4. Take total responsibility for your health and never overlook all the help you can get. And 5. Become an expert on your illness. 4.5 Summary. Chronic physical diseases are significantly associated with psychiatric disorders. This association exists in adolescents and children also. Mental illnesses increase the disability and decrease the quality of life in already compromised individuals. Since mental illness can affect quality of life in severely ill patients, targeting mental illness in patients with chronic illness may assist in decreasing morbidity, disability and suicide. There is need to employ an integrated, multidimensional approach to healthcare, as it is said it is time to examine mental and physical health as a combined entity in our public health efforts. Thank you for watching. We will see you in the next video with the next chapter.